I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, all right, well, we're streaming.
Hey, everybody
Cool.
who's watching. Who's watching? That's a question. Answer no one.
Look who's watching, starring Bruce Willis.
Ben, how long has this podcast been going on?
We are on episode 494. We started in our first episode, I believe technically was like in September of 2014? 2014?
Okay, so a while.
It was the September you left, and you left in
Yeah.
2014.
So, and then, but then we didn't really start in earnest until later.
Yeah, we there were a few months. I don't know exactly where we started. We actually did start the weekly show.
But we've been on the air now for about 10 years.
Yeah, about 10 years,
Isn't
you could
that
say that.
crazy? Um, just so that yeah, because I was thinking about this the other day. I think we've been extremely successful in not having a larger audience.
It's taken a lot of hard work and dedication, but we've achieved our
S-
goal of nobody listening to the show except for Stephen and
s-
Catherine.
Sort of like, well, this is what I mean. Like, you have the people who are psychic on the TV shows,
Like Miss
fictional TV
Cleo?
shows.
Oh, okay.
They're real psychics in the TV show, but they don't want to be found out as being psychics, and so they fail the test. And
Yes.
then the instructor goes, "Did you know that it's as statistically impossible for you to get all the questions wrong as right? You're not fooling anybody." In the same way,
Is that an
after
actual
being,
example of a plot point from a television show?
I believe so, yes. Um, Now, and I could say I know that there's a movie that does it. I don't remember the name of the movie, but I can tell you, there's a guy from Homicide: Life on the Street, who plays like a DA or something like that, um, who eventually is running for he's been in it a long time. He's got a weird kind of Eastern European name. The actor does, and you've seen him in stuff before.
I
I
don't know
can't
who
think
you're
of what
talking.
his name is.
I never watched Homicide. Is that the show Andre Brower was in?
It is.
Okay.
And I'm saying all this because this is how someone listening could find out who this person is. In a later episode, I think, when is it Juan Carlo Esposito? What, Giancarlo? What's his name? No, no, no. The you
I don't
you
know.
know who I'm talking about. Gus Fring. Who's the
Oh,
actor who plays
yeah,
Gus Fring?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Okay, Giancarlo Esposito.
I saw an interview with him once where he says it's not pronounced Esposito, it's pronounced Esposito.
Okay, when he joined Homicide: Life on the Street, when he joined the cast, around that time, this actor who had been a member of the cast, not a big member of the cast, but like a guy who shows up every
Yeah.
once in a while
Uh,
for the whole run.
a bit player, a day player.
Okay, a special guest star,
There you go.
we could say. Um, he was running for public office and had to step out because it turned out that he was, in his youth, a member of a white supremacist group. Um,
Okay.
so that actor, whoever that actor is, who's been in a lot of other stuff,
And
right?
has sort of like
And
an Eastern European
hmm
name.
yep,
Okay.
and you would have heard of him, and if you knew him, he's one of those guys. Oh, that guy, right? In his youth, he was in a TV show, not a TV show. It might have been a TV movie. It might have been a an actual movie, but he played a character who I believe was named just John Doe, who was a psychic, and that was something that happened with that character. All of which to say, I'm saying we've been around for 10 years. We only have two active listeners. Well, no, we have more active listeners, but only two listeners that we know of that talk to us on a regular basis. I feel like that shows effort on our part.
There's a There's a an actor on Homicide: Life on the Street. He was in 37 episodes as ASA Ed Danvers. His name is
Yep,
Zelshko Ivanek.
that's him. That's him. Look up other things and find a movie when he was like towards the bottom of his credits, probably in the 80s.
Oh, he
I
was
don't
in
think
12
70s.
Monkeys. Oh, he was in the TV show 12 Monkeys.
I like him. He's a good actor in my opinion. Um, but yeah, it's
He's
very early in his career.
he's been in a lot of stuff that I recognize, but that I have not seen.
Oh, that's interesting.
Except Live Free or Die Hard. Surely I must have seen that at some point.
Oh yeah, I think you and I might have even seen it together.
Maybe. Yeah, cool. I'm not gonna go. Dude works a lot, so I'm not gonna
Yeah,
go through his
yeah.
entire
But anyway,
oeuvre.
that's the actor. And there's a movie. It's like kind of a horror movie, sort of a fire starter kind of thing, where he's got psychic powers, and because he has psychic powers, things are bad for the people around him.
I'm the fire starter, the wicked fire starter. Today's show is brought to you by Black Coffee from Little Oddfellows Cafe, a bookstore-based cafe down the street here.
Is it at the Oddfellows Hall or is it somewhere else?
It is inside the Oddfellows Hall, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So this cafe actually. You and I may have had a rehearsal in the physical space where this cafe occupies at one point, because that's where Freehold used to be.
Yeah, not even rehearsal. We might have performed there. Yeah.
Actually, I take
Or
that
or
back.
or oh, the freehold offices.
I take that back. Yeah, because this cafe, even though
Yeah.
it's called Little Oddfellows, it is in the Elliott Bay bookstore, but it is still that
Oh,
ground floor of the Oddfellows Hall.
wait. Elliott Bay Bookstore is now in the
Yep.
ground floor of the Oddfellows house.
Yeah, have
Oh,
been
that's
for
crazy.
where have you been, Paul Goody? Jeez.
Chicago.
I also got some of their it's a loaf. It's not pumpkin loaf. It's not it's a gourd of some sort. And for whatever reason, the name of this is escaping me.
Zucchini, Ben?
It is not zucchini. Why can't I remember this thing I just bought? Anyway, it's really tasty.
Squash? No.
Getting it is a squash loaf. That's it.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Is it called squash loaf?
I believe
Because
that's what I ordered.
that's a great name.
It's just it just looks like pumpkin bread,
Yeah. So
and it's quite tasty.
great news. Great news.
Good news, everybody.
I finished my improv 101 class. And
Congratulations.
Ben, I got that juice back. I got that juice back. Afterwards, people I didn't know coming up to me saying,
We should
"Hey,
form
that
a
was
team.
well, no, audience members." Although
Uh,
that would be funny. Audience members coming up going, "Hey, I've never done what you do, but we should do it." But just coming up saying that they enjoyed it, etc. Oh, but then also students also liking the thing. Um,
so you
they
had like a
really like.
showcase for like friends and family of the
Yeah,
students in the
exactly. That's
class.
exactly what it was. Yeah. Betty also did very well, and she was going to not take classes this next time. I think we
Yeah,
might have even talked about
like
it.
further on.
She's decided that she will.
Oh,
So
good.
she is, yeah, and I
Would
think it's great
would
because
you think Betty would ever be on an improv team with you?
I here's the thing, and listen, real talk. Betty doesn't listen to this, so I would I would love to be on an improv team with Betty. I do not think that she would enjoy it,
Feeling would not be mutual
if that makes sense.
because
Because
she's got
yeah,
to improv basically with you every day at home.
yeah, you're on an improv team with your dad. Officer, why are you arresting me, first of all? Secondly,
You don't understand the new rules of the regime.
well, that's exactly, yeah. Yeah, so Gavin Newsom, huh? Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Have you heard the news?
Uh,
Have you heard the news?
yeah.
In fact, I've seen a lot of chatter about people saying, why is Gavin Newsom waiting for Texas to make the first move? Just go ahead and do it.
Oh no, no, no. He gave a press conference today, and the Border Patrol showed up
Oh, I
with
did not see
like
this part.
guns. Yeah,
To like
in an
arrest the governor?
well, I think just in a show of force. I don't think they tried to arrest him, but still, it was like this is the thing that people don't. I mean, I understand it, and I think you understand it too. The governor of California is not a low-level guy.
No.
Governor of California and governor of Texas are pretty big things. So the fact that those two are kind of going at it is a little weird. Did you see the movie? Did we talk about this? The movie Civil War?
No.
There's a movie Civil War. I watched it, thought it was all right. Um, and in Civil War, the main like rebel force is a coalition between California and Texas, which is it's crazy, right? I love it because it's like, how did that happen? What was it that would make them band together? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
I
know what, but it
I
made it.
that would so it makes it science fiction.
This is exactly right. I mean, it made it like it to me anyway. World building without effort.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's see. What are the
they've
two largest states by land area in the lower
yep,
48? Let's have them join forces.
yeah. Um, other potential news. There is a suggestion that
I need a place and a job that doesn't get you fired.
Donald Trump is going to be
Giving away Alaskan oil to
giving,
Putin?
yeah, that's or minerals,
Yeah.
just resources from Alaska.
Yeah.
Which again, fun thing about the
Sure, Murkowski would love that.
yeah, yeah, that's yeah. So we'll see.
Remember back in the day
Hey,
in Trump's first term when Republican Senator was it Susan Collins, who like after Trump's first impeachment, she would be like, I think Trump learned his lesson and he's not going to be as bad anymore. Remember the back in the innocent
yeah.
days of thinking the guy could actually change?
So this is the thing about all of that, right? Um, could he change? Maybe, but the people in charge have not given him any reason to.
Yeah.
He has not faced any consequences. And he specifically said, now listen, I'm not a I'm not a Donald Trump apologist by any way, shape, or form. But he has told people time and time again what he's all about. And there are people who, for whatever reason, decided to either not believe the things he was telling them or, oh, yay, my system restart alerts are going again. Uh, or, they did believe him and they want him to do it.
Yeah, they don't care.
One of the two. But,
They want one thing that he has promised, be it giving more money to rich people or getting rid of all the brown people in the country.
but what's weird is that there are Democrats that you can point to who have kind of fought the thing, right? But a lot of people, you know, how much they grilled the people, but they still made them part of the cabinet, right? There is that
Yeah.
one guy who didn't get in, but he was kind of blocked by Republicans,
Yeah. I mean,
and I can't even think of his name now,
you can't
which
you
is
can't
crazy.
place a lot of blame on the Democrats for how ineffective they've been in, you know, well, no, I'm going to change that. How effective they have been in enabling Donald Trump. and
Yeah,
how
and
ineffective they have been in stopping him.
again,
A month ago, month and a half ago, Chuck Schumer came out and said we wrote him a very strongly worded letter about how we
yeah.
disagreed with what he was doing. And you're like, really, dude? Really? You wrote a letter to the guy who famously doesn't read?
um, I actually, ran into. I was about to. I'll tell you after the podcast. Um,
I ran into Senator Schumer on my walk
no,
the
no,
other day.
no, 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 nothing like that. But I mean, so this is the thing: is that um, I feel like there's a lot. There's a term that I'm sure you've heard before: pre-compliance. The idea that people act as though they don't test the limits, right? They don't say, well, what if I don't do what? And the big thing that I'm thinking of is, do you remember or had you heard about the judge who overturned the firings of the federal workers?
No,
There's a judge that overturned the firings of federal workers
I just heard about that.
and said, yeah, um, and they said, in their ruling, they said, and because people take suggestions as orders from this administration,
Yeah,
you are also not allowed to suggest any more firings, which I thought was interesting. We'll see if anything happens with that.
yeah.
But I
I
mean,
look at all the terrible things of how um, the norms of the country are being dismantled, and people seem to be okay to
Norm,
go along with it. What's up, Norm? And I was looking. I'll tell you what.
my blood pressure.
Uh, now I'm just trying to think of all the Normisms. I saw this
Yeah.
video on YouTube from PBS Nova about how basically we're all going to die from the next mega thrust earthquake. And
Oh, when is
yeah.
that supposed to be?
Oh, they're not going to tell us. They want us to be a surprise, like a party. And I'm looking up here at these giant timber beams that are just set into brick, with no other apparent means of support. And yeah. So sometimes when I think about how horrible the country is, I also think, well, I'm just going to die in an earthquake, and I won't have to care.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? If someone knows that there's a ticking clock and they aren't telling the rest of us, all of a sudden everything that's happening makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, right now they're burning down the house with themselves in it, which is weird. But what are you gonna do? Um,
Maybe move to a place that's not so earthquake prone,
yeah, yeah.
so I can focus my anxieties on other things.
Hey Ben, I've got an idea of where you can move.
Not going to Chicago, Paul.
Oh, I was gonna say Yo Mama's house. Uh, no, I was gonna say Chicago. Oh, what? You've been here though. It was
Yeah, and
nice.
actually, I was being flippant. I wouldn't mind living in
Is it
Chicago.
just
I've
is it
no
just
reason.
winter? Is
I've
that?
no other reason to go to Chicago. Well, you do have pretty severe winters. I would want to live closer to the city than you do.
Oh yeah. I
Uh, I,
figured
I,
I
I,
figure if you were to move, you would like live
yeah,
in the city.
I don't need a house. I would just get like I have now, a small apartment
Yeah.
somewhere near the core. But still have my car for some reason because you never know when you just gotta get out of
Yeah.
town.
And you wouldn't have to go and pick me up. I could just show up on
Take
the
the
on
train,
the L. Yep.
get a place on the red line on the
Yeah.
other side of the red line. No.
And you just get a place near the red line. Make me walk,
But then,
you know?
Chicago is on Trump's list of cities he's going to send the National Guard to. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to live in a police state just yet. I think Seattle's further down on that list.
Not very though.
No,
I
not very. I mean,
but
I think
he didn't mention it by name.
it
That's
did not
true.
mention us by name. And neither Portland either, because the Portland was on his bad list, especially in 2020 when all that stuff was going down.
Oh, what is the difference between the demographics of Seattle and Portland versus Chicago?
Hey, we're
What
very
is it?
diverse,
Is
but
there?
I get
Yeah,
what you're
no.
saying. I get what you're saying. Um,
It's
Also,
just
we are not.
uh
We're very
it's just
Scandinavian up here.
it is very very much Washington D.C. is the city that had the moniker Chocolate City. That's where that phrase came from.
I've never heard that.
There it's an album name too. But places like Chicago, Detroit, things like that. If you see the videos coming out of Washington D.C., a lot of what's happening seems to be uh, groups of police going through neighborhoods telling people not to smoke in public. It's really weird.
Who do they think they are? Paris?
And that's what you can't smoke in public in Paris? Of course you can.
There
Or who did the
was
people smoking think there? No, what?
they. I heard that the Parisians were passing a law or have passed a law that prohibits smoking in public.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Well, I think this was smoking weed too. I think that was the thing that they were doing in um, Washington D.C. But
Uh, they're coming
so
after
the
your
thing
legal
is
weed, Paul Goody. I know you don't smoke, but
in
they're coming
Chicago, I
after your
don't.
legal
Yeah,
weed.
I do not. But here's the thing that's interesting. There's a thing that's happening in Chicago already. This is from the Attorney General. No, the U.S. Attorney's Office. A thing in Chicago called Project Safe Neighborhoods,
Yeah.
PSN, which is also the acronym for the PlayStation Network. So it confuses me a little bit. But it's basically and where I live, Roseland, is part of that. And it's just an idea that basically increased policing from other agencies, not just the Seattle the Seattle police. What are they doing here? Not just the Chicago Police Department, but like ATF and places like that, things like that.
Yeah.
Increased policing. So that's already in place and has been for some time. What the new thing would be, um, I think, would just be a greater influx in to the city, but they already have done that, and this June, right? So what, 2 months ago, they expanded where that was going to be happening, where this Project Safe Neighborhoods is taking place, to not just my neighborhood and the seven other neighborhoods that they were doing, but also all the like the Red Line, all those places, the train lines, and then also a specific area that is all the tourist places. So basically, a lot more uh, policing from various government agencies in high traffic, high visibility areas.
Would you say that these areas are also like high marginalized community full of marginalized communities?
The ones that they were already doing, yes. The ones that they're doing now, the other places they're talking about, it's the commercial corridor. They're
Yeah.
doing like where, you know, Navy Pier and Chinatown, all those places. It is so weird, Ben, not correcting myself. I keep saying the International District when I'm talking about Chinatown here.
I mean, they've shortened it here to the CID, to Chinatown International District.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've said this on the show before. I can't remember who said this. I can't remember if it was, I know it was a person of color, but I don't remember who. But he said white people are the only ones who call it the International District.
Yep. That sounds correct. Um, something that you may not be noticing normally when you and I talk, you can hear the air conditioning in the background. Air conditioning is off. Did I talk to you about the air conditioning leaking? Have I mentioned that?
You
That
have
it
not.
constantly leaks onto the floor? Yeah, constantly leaks onto the floor. Um,
is it a window unit? Is that the kind of AC that you have?
no, it's part of our furnace,
Okay.
and so it's been leaking uh
Like in your
ever
basement
since we
there?
moved in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Cool.
turns out that well, actually, um,
Not cool.
so it turns out that the reason it's been leaking is that there's a pan that catches the water, and it's been rusted out. And it's
Mm,
been rusted out for a while, and so it just all goes down into the furnace. And so
does not sound good.
the HVAC guy who came out, uh, like fixed it. He's like, look, what you need is a whole new unit, and that's going to be like
Like a
forty
whole
one hundred dollars.
like AC slash HVAC unit.
Yeah, like AC and furnace. Like we have an outside piece and we have an inside piece. This is the home inspector told us as well when we bought
Yeah.
this place. He's like, look, your air conditioning is in its last legs. You need to get a new one. So
Yeah.
we know about it. It's about $5,000,
Okay.
um, which we don't have right now.
Right.
And there's also Jennifer has talked about this. Before we do that, we need to get our electrical system rewired so that it's all on individual circuits. And that's also another $5,000. So about $10,000 total.
Woof.
But but today, the guy, he said you need it, but for right now, he put a new piece of metal under the pan to kind of fix it.
Yeah.
And he took the front of it off, and so now we need to let it dry out until tomorrow. So we are without AC right now. And
And what's the
it's
temperature
about
over there, Paul Goody?
it's only like 81, so it's not super hot,
Yeah.
but it's like 78 inside, which is warmer than I'm used to.
Yeah. That kind of sounds like my apartment. When it gets sunny like this, it really heats up and I tend to just like wear fewer and fewer clothes when I'm at home. Here
So
at the
normally
theater, I
we
tend not to strip down because I don't want to, frighten anybody who may show
yeah,
up.
just a jock strap and a pig mask like normal. Um,
They're used to that by now.
so the big thing with me is I am trying to change my weight a little bit. And it's very simple. I have one small thing. When I'm in the car, I want to be able to bend down and pick something up off the floor of the car without struggling.
Right.
I like going, because I have to basically smash my stomach into my legs
That's your benchmark.
until my arms are long enough to reach
Yeah.
whatever it is I'm looking at. So not good. So I'm taking a little bit of a on my driver's license it says 135 pounds. So that's what I and I wasn't 135.
I'm heavier than
No,
that.
sorry, 235.
Okay.
Yeah. On my driver's license it says 235. At the time I was at 250 and I maintained 250. But um so we'll see. But the big thing is that I'm getting hungry again, right?
Yeah.
And I found that
So it's
so
no
I was
longer Fat Boy
on
Summer.
well, it is still Fat Boy Summer. Um, but it will be hopefully, you know, slightly overweight boy in November. We'll see how it goes. Because that's when I see my doctor. That's the other thing is I kind of want to get things
Ah.
under control by when I see my
It's like
doctor.
you got to get your doctor body on, like getting your summer body in.
It's exact Ben, you're absolutely 100% correct. I got to get ready for doctor season. Um, so the big thing is, and this is sort of Jennifer and I have agreed on this. No sweets, candy, cookies, whatever, unless it's the
At
weekend.
all? Okay.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. There is one I was able to get one like what do we call it? Concession.
Yeah.
It's a thing called Super Donuts. Super Donuts
Love it already.
are um a donut that they make here that was in school lunches for a while. in Chicago, and it's got protein
The
and
donuts,
vitamins and
donuts with a
stuff.
Z.
Nope, just donuts, just spelled donuts, and super spelled the way that super is supposed to be spelled.
Always spelled.
Yeah. So I just plugged my phone in. It was at 100%. Took it back out. So I do eat that every once in a while. And today I had uh, fruit leather as well, which it's fruit, so it kind of counts. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
don't know if
I've
they
been
put
doing all right.
sweeteners in that.
Yeah,
I
probably, but who knows?
I have noticed that food prices have gone up considerably. And when I go, and we talked about this before, when I go like do like a big shopping excursion, like I take my
Uh-huh.
car to the grocery store and get like multiple bags. Um, I generally tend to buy the same things. I used to walk out with a grocery bill somewhere between like 130, 150, and that lasts me for a while.
Uh-huh.
Last time I
When
went
you
to
say for
this,
a while, how long are we talking?
I wouldn't go to the store again. I wouldn't do that again for like a month. That doesn't mean I didn't
Okay.
buy food for the month. I would always like,
Yeah.
go to the
Yeah,
QFC down the street,
you're more of a European cosmopolitan grocery store
Yeah.
guy where
I
you
stop
you have a bag and you have a loaf of bread or whatever and
I buy that dinner that I'm going to make for that
Mhm.
night on the walk home.
Yeah.
But the last time I went to the grocery store and just like I didn't pay attention to what the prices were, I just put in the cart the things that I needed to
Yeah.
get. $285 was the
Wow, Ben,
final total.
you are spending more than a family of three in that situation. But what are you
Yeah.
getting? Let me ask you that. What are you getting for
I
that
just like
amount?
I
What stuff?
do you, well this also okay, so this also included like personal products, like I had to buy like shampoo and deodorant, those
Yeah,
things aren't cheap.
that's what I'm asking. Yeah, that because
Yeah.
that'll change.
I
Right.
picked up a small
Oh,
packet of prosciutto. That was like $8.
here's
Uh,
something new about me,
I ended up eating it
Ben.
all in one sitting.
Wow, prosciutto. Well, it's good. I am now using. It's not really a loofah. It's called a loofah, but it's
It's like a scrunchie
not.
of sorts.
It's like yeah, like one of those things. I'm using that and gel in the shower now instead of a bar of soap.
Wow.
So I've become cosmopolitan
Is
myself
your
in a
Yeah,
way.
Paul the metrosexual Goody over here using a
Yeah.
scrunchie and shower gel. Do you find that your skin feels any different after your showers?
It my I'll tell you this is what it is. The bar of soap that I would use would get extremely hairy, whereas this does not have the problem.
No.
Um,
You mean, Paul,
I'm
you don't like one of your shower routines wasn't to clean all the hair off of the bar of soap after you've soiled it?
it's just gonna come back again. It gets embedded in there, Ben. I I'm I'm
Much
an
like a
animal.
journalist with the
Yeah,
Iraqi
wait,
army.
who is also extremely hairy. Um, that's something that has shown up a couple of times now on the Reddit things I look at. Journalists filming their own murders, which it's extremely
I
horrifying.
I have not seen that.
So like they'll have their camera out and you'll see someone see them and then either their own murders or at least catching the person
They just
who
happen
shoots
to,
them on
yeah,
camera.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
A tank one time turned and saw them and then
Yeah.
did that.
I
It's
saw that was
it's a
posted.
little
I
crazy.
did not watch it.
Yeah, yeah. I have turned off the play automatically now for that reason. Because I used to have it where it was, and not because I wanted it, because that's their default.
Right.
Not because I wanted it, because that's their default. The Paul Goody story. It's it is one of those things where I do I do sometimes feel like, am I allowed to do this? That sort of thing. Um, like
Am I allowed to curate my own internet experience?
if somebody calls me on the phone, I can just ignore them. I don't have to answer them. That kind of thing. It's hard, but yeah. So
Yeah,
back to the
I
improv thing.
sometimes don't even answer calls from people that I know. They don't know
Yeah.
that I'm like I can see that they've
Hey,
called.
wait a second. No, I'm kidding. Um, so this is one thing that Jennifer had concerns about that I didn't really think about it this way, but I wanna run this by you, right? So we're doing the student showcase, and uh, our instructor says to us, keep it PG-13. There might be kids in the audience, etc. Which, to me, not a big deal. I'm
I,
not that dirty of a guy in general.
I know Betty's not a kid anymore, but did Betty come to see your showcase?
Well, Betty was in the showcase.
Oh,
She
this was
she and I,
all
like
classes.
all the classes had about 15
Got you.
minutes.
Okay.
Uh, so so it was us, the lineup was Betty's class went first. Then there was a public speaker because they have public speaking as well. Then my class, then the uh stand-up comics because there's stand-up comedy as well. And then
Cool.
there's the 301 class. And then that was it. And so we're in the student showcase and we're doing the thing. And of course, Jennifer also came to see it.
Right.
And so I'll let her do the talking. Basically, it is a student showcase, right? So it's not like
You're not going to Jet City. You're not
it's not a
seeing this.
professional
Yeah.
whatever, right? There weren't really any kids, but I remembered the thing saying, you know, try to keep it PG-13, and so we're doing it, and we're doing freeze tag and all that, and there was somebody made an innuendo of some kind, and I followed up with the innuendo, and then I said, and by that I mean sex, and then I said, which of course I shouldn't be talking about because I forgot where I was, etc. And the and everyone thought that was funny too, it all worked out.
Yeah.
But then the stand up people followed us and said, the person who was introducing the stand up comics is like, now stand up isn't like improv, so you're going to hear some words tonight that you may not,
Oh, stand up had free reign to be dirty.
and this is the thing, right? Because I was like, stand up isn't like improv. What are we talking about? What are we talking? I thought this isn't an improv thing that you don't swear. What are we doing? Um, and it was okay. Um,
How were the stand-ups? I'm assuming these were people
well,
who
this
had
is
never done it before.
well. Here's the thing,
Although I don't know why I should say that. You were in one of these classes and you've done improv before.
right? And I mean, this is the big thing is that, like, I was watching this. There were people that were recording my improv set, our improv group's improv set, and looked like they were enjoying it. I don't think they were making fun of it. And the thing that people
Like on
seem
their
to have
phones
liked,
in the audience,
yeah,
kind of like, all right.
yeah. In the free tag, um, people kept on tagging people in my class kept on tagging out the other people that were in the scene with me and me for a while. So I was on there for quite some time, and
Paul's
I
funny, keep
that
him on
was
stage.
well. The thing is, did I did I make that happen with my mind? Because this is the thing. I will stay out the entire time. I love it. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Um, it did make me wonder, am I doing my team or my class a disservice by being in 101? Should I have
Right.
gone to a different thing? But I don't think so. I think that there's always room to learn. So I'm in 201 next. I'm gonna go with 301. I'm doing them in order. I'm doing the whole things in
It
order.
only goes to 301
No,
for
it
this
goes all the way up
specific
to
school.
501.
Oh,
See, so
is that their touring company?
if I was going to jump to 501, the end of 501, you do a full hour as a group.
Yeah.
If I was doing it like skill level, I think maybe I could jump to 401, which is forms, which is doing the herald and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, but I like the people that I'm in the class with, right? So I want to stay in that, and we'll see how it goes. But it was it was really
Or do
interesting.
you
Uh,
like being the best person in class?
Ben, you already know the answer to this. I would always be the best person. I'm kidding, everyone. No. Um, it is one of those things where like, oh wait, in fact, it might have been you that said this. What? Why wouldn't you be teaching a class? I think it was you that said this on a different podcast.
I may have said it.
I mean, I wouldn't say it about myself, but the thing is that I don't want to ever presume that I don't have more to work on, if that makes sense. Right? There's stuff that I learned
Yeah.
in the 101 class that, I had forgotten, or, it's good to go over the fundament. That's it. Fundamentals. Ben, this whole time that I was talking about this, I was trying to think of the sports term that was similar to this, or,
Fundamentals.
music term. The fundamentals,
Yeah.
right? You can't go wrong going over them, going through them, and working with them.
I did a thing
So
with these other editors that I work with. Now I've been working as an editor a lot more than they have been, like for a lot longer.
yeah,
And but we all did this thing where we all had like a subscription to LinkedIn Learning, and we all did the basic like Premiere Pro for beginners, right? It was like they're like here's your entry level into doing Premiere Pro. Now a lot of it I'd already known, but like in the whole, I can't remember how long it was, like 5 or 6 hours total. But I still learned a couple things because
yeah.
like when I was learning editing, I didn't learn on Premiere Pro. I had to transfer skills from Final Cut over to it, and so it's still and it was more of like a learning it piecemeal instead of like diving
Right.
in from stage one. And so I'm actually kind of glad I did that. Now, could I tell you what those things were that I learned that I didn't know before, and do I use them? I couldn't. But maybe I do, and I just subconsciously do these things I learned without even knowing it.
I mean, don't talk about work, of course, but like Excel, right?
Yeah,
I'll be working with Excel doing something, and someone will say, "Hey, why don't you just do blank
yeah,
instead of what you're doing?" And it's only because no one taught me how to use it, right?
yeah.
So I learned a bad habit. And it's not even a bad habit. I mean, it works, but have I given you the riding the bicycle backwards talk already?
Have you? I don't believe so.
I use this all the time whenever I'm talking to people about learning a new thing. If when you learn to ride a bicycle, no one taught you, right? And you figured out that you could make the bike go forward by sitting on the handlebars and pedaling backwards, right? You'd hit things and stuff like that, but eventually you'd get your balance, and you'd like look over your shoulder, whatever, and you'd learn to ride a bicycle that way.
Yeah.
And then if someone said, "Hey, here's how you actually ride the bicycle. You sit on the seat here and you lean forward and you pedal," right? And we're talking about, this is like a not like a mountain bike. This is like one of those bikes like this. You might go,
Like a
"Well, I don't
dirt
like
bike?
this because I No, we're talking about a 10 speed or whatever,
Uh,
like a road bike, the
yeah.
street bike rather than a off-road bike. So you're like, I'm leaning over and it's weird, and I have to like crane my neck to look up, and I'm pedaling forward now instead of backwards, and you'll fall over a couple of times, and you can't go, as fast as you used to. You might quit doing it that way and say, I'm just going to go back to pedaling backwards because I know how to do that. I can get where I want to go, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is how people often are in general when they learn something the wrong way.
Yeah. And especially when you deal with things like NLEs or motion graphics applications, something like or even like Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever, there are multiple ways to do something, right? If you can figure
Yep,
out a way to accomplish what you want, that's not wrong. It's just
absolutely.
different from how other people do
Now, can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you a tale of two equations. I'm not going to go into why these two equations are here, right?
it. Okay.
But imagine you're working at a store and you, Ben, want to have this equation for you have a little program, right? And it's about figuring out how much it's a computer program. It's figuring out how much uh, beef costs, right? And you used to sell beef at 10 pounds. That was the lowest amount that you could have. So 10 pounds or higher. And the way that you would do this is you would have a function called beef sale. And your function beef sale would be the price of the beef per pound times 10 or whatever the price above 10 is. But 10 was always the threshold, right? And then all of a sudden you start selling beef by the pound, and you can go as low as a pound. You've never done this before, right? So what you do for this equation is you take the 10 pounds of beef that you have, right? And you divide however much it costs by 10, and then multiply the 10 pounds by that. So you call the function to get the 10 pounds of beef, and then you call the function to get the difference, and then you go for that. So let's say, Ben, that beef is $1 a pound, right? So what you do is you get your 10-pound beef price, which is 10, right? And then you would divide, so you get $10 for 10 pounds of beef, but you're only doing 9 pounds. So you would divide 9 by 10, which would get you 0.90. And so your price for 9 pounds of beef is $9. You can see how that works, right?
Sure.
Okay. Somebody comes along and says, this equation is wrong. We're getting the wrong beef number. What we should be doing is multiplying the price per pound by the weight of the beef that you're buying. So if you have 9 pounds of beef and the price per pound is $9, I mean, sorry, the price per pound is $1. You got 9 pounds of beef. The actual equation you want to use is not to get the 10 pound and then multiply it by
And
this
work
percentage.
backwards. Yeah.
You want to sell it at the price. So you would take 9 pounds, multiply it by $1. It's $9 per pound,
Yeah.
and that's the equation you should use.
Yeah.
Now, Ben, here's the question: if that equation, the equation of taking the 10-pound beef price and multiplying it, has been hard coded into your application, and you would have to change it in 50 different places.
I can't help but wonder how this is connected to not talking about work.
Yeah. And you had to change it in 50 places, right?
Yeah. It's legacy. It's a legacy function.
Could you, as Ben Lawrence, just normal guy up the street, tell me what the idea that the old way of doing it is wrong and will get you the wrong number? why that is incorrect.
The old way to do it, when to get you the wrong
Saying
meaning.
saying saying we need to change this equation everywhere because right now it's wrong and we need to have the right number. We shouldn't be multiplying it. We shouldn't be taking the 10-pound weight and multiply it by the actual weight divided by 10 pounds or divided by 10.
Well, you
We
also
should,
your equation isn't complete at that point either, because like point nine would not in this equation be $9. It would be 90 cents. You have to then multiply it again by 100 to get it back to a dollar amount.
you take
Anyway,
what, yeah,
but
what, no, but what you're saying is correct. So you take the 10-pound weight, which is, I mean, the 10-pound price, which is
$10.
$10, multiply it by zero point 0.9, which becomes $9.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing each time.
Okay.
The point that I'm making is that while inelegant, right, it's the same equation. You are actually doing the same equation. They did it in a stupid way, right? But taking the 10-pound weight and then multiplying it by whatever the pound is divided by 10 will get you the same result every single time. The exact same result as taking the price per pound and multiplying it by the pounds that you have.
So this is all just an exercise in how a way that something, a function, an equation, whatever, has been set up in a database is, even though it's a wrong way, or not a wrong way, even though it's a one
Inefficient
way,
way.
it's sure it's an inefficient way to get to a number. It does get to that number. So why bother
Gets to
changing it to a
the
more efficient way of getting to the same number?
it gets so this is the point.
If it's
Yeah,
a,
you've
but
got it. You've
if it's
got it.
an
This is
inefficient, like how is it if it's an inefficient equation, sure, but does it is it inefficient in that it takes up more computational power to get to the number? Does it
it
take
really
more
doesn't.
people power
This
to
is
get to the answer?
this is the point. It doesn't really, in the end, it doesn't take up much more. It doesn't the computational power that would be different because you're calling two functions instead of just one, right?
Yeah.
The only reason why you shouldn't change it to be more efficient is if the amount of work that you have to do to replace everything is going to be more work.
Well, then you hire somebody to do that, and you say you're creating jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Or the other thing is you say, okay, here's the list of 100 things that you want people to do. On this list of 100 things, what's your priority? Is this your number one priority? Because if it is, then okay, then you do it, right? If they're like, oh wait, I see what you mean. There is actually other stuff that we want instead, then you do that. But the thing is, you know, do you point out to your client that the better equation, quote unquote, is actually still is the same equation, just it hasn't been reduced? Because that's the difference. You would be canceling out the multiplying
And then
by 10 on both ways.
your manager goes, does it cost me time or money to use the old way? And you say no, then they're like, then leave it be.
Yeah, exactly. The way I look at work, again, I don't talk about work. I'm not being specific,
You're
but the
not a
way I look
butcher.
think about work is if somebody would dump off a ton of pencils and say, "Hey, you got to sharpen all these pencils," right? This is where I differ from a lot of my coworkers. They say you got to sharpen all these pencils. Okay, that's my job now, sharpening pencils. Someone would say, "Well, it's above me to sharpen these pencils. You know,
It's above
I'm
them to
supposed to be
sharpen
doing this,
pencils.
this, this." Right, because I didn't go to school. I didn't go to, you know, tree school for 10 years to sharpen pencils. I want to work on trees, that sort of thing. And it's like, okay, sure. And I think this might be the thing. I went to college, right? But I didn't go to college for the things I do.
Right.
It's adjacent to the things I do. I learned how to get along with people somewhat. Um, you know, put sentences together, etc. But I think that might be part of it. Like, not my job is something other people talk about. When I have to say this isn't my job and I'm not doing it, it hurts me because I want to do whatever it is that people are asking me for. So anyway, all of that to be said, what I'd love to do would be now I wouldn't want to be a dungeon master professionally. I wouldn't mind being an improv guy professionally. Like if that was my job, that'd be fine. I'd do that for sure. I like it. I think I'm good at it. You know,
I just got an email from my apartment complex saying that
your
uh
apartment complex emailed you? That's crazy.
yeah, it's like, hey Ben, when are you coming home?
I'm a
Um
building.
Upcoming fee increases for walk-in payments. And I'm like, what the heck is a walk-in payment? And I'm like, why are they increasing my fees? But it turns out it doesn't apply to me because I make my payments online.
Oh, some people actually just bring a check in or
I
money or
guess.
whatever.
I mean, it's called this service allows residents to make cash rent payments at participating retail locations. See, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Wow.
Oh, Steven joined us.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a
Hey,
weird crown, my
Steven.
comment. That's strange. Steven, because YouTube have changed things and you are considered a top fan because you comment a lot. I just noticed that yesterday when I was doing some YouTube things.
Oh, Steven, if you're watching and you can hear me, I appreciate the Discord gift that you sent. I have not used it because it is unavailable for mobile, and that's how I use Discord. Uh, so it's telling me Discord is telling me it's unavailable. It's like, oh shucks, you can't
Uh,
do it. Um,
to answer Steven's questions, no, I don't have to go to a separate business to pay my rent. My rent is automatically taken out of my checking account, but you can't. There is a service apparently, which I was unaware of, where you can go, I guess, to like a Walgreens and pay your rent in cash in case you don't have a bank account or whatever. I don't know. Um, oh, Paul Goody, there's one more thing. I don't know if you saw this, but as a company at the Annex Company Retreat, we decided to have company members opt in to the email list, and I was sent a spreadsheet of people who have yet to re-opt into the email list, and your email was on that spreadsheet. So if you still want to be a part of the Annex Company email, then you'll have to reply to that email.
I didn't see that email come through.
So
Let
I'm
me
three
check.
for three for folks not using those Discord gifts, and I have 75 XP on this channel. It would have come.
Hmm.
It would have come from I think company dot manager. I have to look.
All right. No one will be seated during the riveting Paul looking up email.
Steven, like Paul.
What happened, Steven?
Oh no, I think
Is he just saying pay
I
attention?
think yeah, I
Or
think keep it wrong, Paul.
hey, keep looking. Company not ma dot manager.
I don't quote me on that.
When was it sent? Do you know?
I don't know,
July
but
14th?
um,
No.
let's see.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Company liaison, that's what it was. There was an email sent
Oh,
July
okay.
30th.
Company
Company dot
liaison.
liaison. And so
Making me smell.
what's gonna happen is I think by the end of a certain time, I don't know what that time frame is. All the people who did not reply saying that yes, they wanted to still be part of the company email are going to be culled from the list.
Maybe it went to my spam.
Anyway,
Maybe.
that is something that you
Okay.
don't need to
The
do
only reason
now, but you
the
can
only
look at it in
reason
the
I
future.
the only reason I am is because this is a very much a memento situation. I am not going to remember to look this up after you and I get off the phone. I don't have it. So no more company list for me, apparently, unless something else
Oh,
changes.
I'll just tell those
Um,
in charge to keep you on it. I didn't want to
oh
speak
yeah,
for
you
you
could do
though.
that. Yeah, yeah, Ben, you have my permission. Show
So
them
you
this
can
video if
so
they don't
you can
believe it.
continue to not receive those emails,
Uh,
or at least not know that you received them. Or just do what you
exactly.
do when I text you and look at it and then forget that you looked at it.
That has happened. Okay, Ben. Speaking of forgetting, I forgot to check what time it was. It's the end of the episode.
It is indeed.
Can you imagine? Look, there it is, off in the horizon. We can barely make it out, but it's the end of the episode. And it's also the monster at the end of this book. Grover, what are you doing
Oh,
here? Okay. Um,
he is the monster at the end of this book.
pretty great.
So
It
Steven's
turns
the only
out
one.
we were the monster at the end of the word. Sorry, what did Steven
Steven's the
say?
only one commenting, but apparently we have four viewers on this watching us right
Well,
now, and just in time
hello,
for
other
us to
three
say
viewers.
goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are leaving.
All
So nice to see you. But
right.
keep it wrong, Ben. And
Keep it wrong,
until
Paul.
next time, I
The
will
podcast is
save
closed.
you the aisle seat.
All right. Keep it wrong, Paul. Talk to you next
Keep it
week.